You know, so many times throughout life, even throughout this COVID-19, we look at our lives and wow, we get too busy to do this, too busy to do that, and then stress ends up showing up and life shows up as well, and you know, things just happen. But one thing that is for certain is that God is a good God, and you have him on your side. And when you look at and when you go into nature and when you do things and when you take nothing but the sandals that you're supposed to take off for holy land, for holy ground, yeah. Wherever you walk, when you have God is holy ground. What you're doing is holy ground. Your business, the things that you're doing in your life, your relationships are holy because God is holy and God is in you. Just remain faithful. And if I could say anything, like who am I to say, but if I could give any advice, if you'd ever be looking in that direction, is to stay on path and don't quit. Life is full of quitters, and the Christian walk by all means is not easy. And sometimes we get stopped with, you know, just bluntly, whether you could use alcohol or not, whether you could have sex before marriage, whether or not you should be on a pornography site, whether or not this, whether or not that. Can I play rap music? Can I do this? And we get all these ideas and all these constrictions on what it is to serve God. And if you just look towards him, none of that'll matter. The only thing that'll matter would be being in his presence and experiencing him on a high that no drug could ever give you. In Jesus' name. Hey, I'm Jonathan Allen with One God Church Online. And what I want to say right now is that, you know, without a prayer life, without a relationship with Jesus Christ, we're empty. We don't have anything. We're empty. We're just, it's not going to work. Life isn't going to work for us the way that it's meant to be. And we got all these things and all these things that could happen, and then life shows up, and then you have no choice but to look up and look to God. And maybe it's at a deathbed. Maybe it's at a situation that happens in life. Maybe it's just stress that happens, or things like that. And eventually, you have to put your teeth into the ground and dig in, and you know, get into the Word of God, get plugged into the Word of God, and let that bless you. Without those things, without that, oh, I'll read this, and we're scrolling and scrolling through all this garbage, and we never put out the time for God. If you give God the time, there's nothing you can't do that won't prosper. And God will prosper you, and he will open doors in your life that have never been you couldn't even imagine that they were there. We have a magnanimous God that is on our side, and he's fighting for you. The giant slayer has won. Speak the prayer. Keep on asking. Keep on seeking, and you will find. And that door, it just opened. In Jesus' name.